Hi, this is ChevelB reporting live at Club Primal in downtown Atlanta, ending the Entertainment and Fashion Night Out official launch, and we sitting next to the beautiful and most talented Kandi Burruss. Kandi, loved your performance.
Yay,
loved it.
I had a good time. I loved it, and that's why I was asking you before the camera cut on. I was like, "How did you feel about the first show?" You know, I was glad you invited me.
I'm glad that you were able to be a part of our official launch. So I want to go ahead and take this time out to say that the Manifest Parlor is a huge fan of Kandi Burruss, and that's exactly why we decided for her to kick off our official launch. With that said, personally, I'm getting a little personal here. People tend to hate on you, Kandi. And I think you know this. People tend to hate on you, and I want to know, because every time I look at your show, Atlanta Housewives, which you're very famous and known for, you're able to keep that presence. Every time, it's always love, peace, and happiness. How are you able to keep that I wouldn't say persona, because it's real, you know? So how are you able to keep that up with all the hatred and everything that you go through on a daily basis?
I don't know. It's like sometimes I do go through those moments where I really be wanting to go in on people that go in on me. You know what I mean? Like anybody would. But then I have to like really think about it, and I'm like, you know, I guess I don't want to be so cliche and say something that everybody says, but if they're not hating, then you really ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, if I wasn't doing anything worth talking about, people wouldn't even care. They wouldn't even care enough to say whatever or do, you know? So I'm just happy to still be doing what I'm doing after all these years. And sometimes I be thinking to myself, you know, people don't never say anything about the good stuff. Like, they always want to say, oh, I don't like this about her, I don't like that. But it's like, in all my years in the business, I tried to help a lot of people. I try to do things, you know. I feel like, I don't know why they hate on me. I don't know. I don't know what I be doing. I don't know.
Because you're a positive role model. Every time I see you, you know, you don't drink, you know, even though it's not a bad thing, but it's something you don't do, and you stick by it. In the midst of all these people out there drinking, and you never get influenced by it. You know, you're a role model in many shape, form, and fashion. And I think that's why right now we see a lot of billboards with your face on it, and a lot of magazines with your face on it, because I've been researching now.
But I don't like the taste of alcohol. So that's why I don't drink. It's not like I, say anything about people who do. I don't like the way it tastes. So I don't feel the need to force myself to taste, to get an acquired taste for something that don't taste good. Not to me. That's just my opinion. But the weird thing is, for people that don't drink, you always have somebody, just take one drink, just get one, get one. And it's like, what? Like, why you want to force me to drink? I don't get it.
I know, right? That's just not secured. If she don't want to do it, she don't want to do it. Just say EFNO.
Besides,
EFNO.
I don't need anything to loosen me up. I have fun. I'm happy with life.
And you know what? And it transcends across all spectrums. We're always seeing Kandi smiling. So no matter what you do, she fly above. You heard her say it today on her performance. Look.
I know everybody in here, this is the beginning of the year. And I know y'all got a whole bunch of things that you're trying to accomplish and better your life. So I want to say, if you got anybody around you that's just straight up hating and always got something negative to say, just go on, put them up to the side. Because this is the get money year. You can do whatever it is you ever dreamed you wanted to do and that you could do. And don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Don't let nobody hate on your money. And if you know what I'm talking about, put your hands.
But like you said earlier, you were talking about how people always focus on the negative. They never really focus on the positive. Let's just talk about some of the positive things that you've done over the course of your career when you were back in Escape doing your thing, and now you're able to, even after your tragedy that you had recent, you're still keeping that positive energy, and I don't, even when I'm looking at you now, I see nothing but positivity. And has that been something that's been able to keep your career live?
I suppose. I guess, like, one thing that I guess I've learned from being in the industry for so long, it's like, you're going to have your moments where everybody's at you. And then if you're in the entertainment business for a long time, you're gonna have your slow periods too. But if you can weather the slow periods and get that moment back where, you know, everything is popping again, it's like you really appreciate it more than you ever did before. So like when I first got in the game, I think I probably did take it for granted, you know, because like our group, we became successful out the first single or whatever. So I probably took it for granted then. But after all these years and I seen people that started out back when I started out, how they kind of like disappeared and you don't know what they're doing. So it's like for me to still be doing this, I'm just appreciative. Like when people be saying I love you, like I really be like inside of it like, wow, I'm so happy. Because I know that just because you was hot at one point, it doesn't mean you're gonna stay hot. So I mean, it's something I've learned.
Okay. See, and I love that. I love to see people, especially people, you know, who's in as role models, able to say the things that you're saying right now, you know, because this is the stuff that we need to hear. This is aside from the drama and everything else that's in the media and the spotlight right now, this is the real substance that everyone needs to hear. One more thing before I let you go, because I know you're tired. You've been out here. She had an awesome performance, by the way. We're going to show y'all a little clip later. But aside from that, you know, for all the people out there who are trying to make it, who are trying to get their music career started, who is trying to get this modeling thing going, who is trying to get out there in the entertainment and fashion industry, what is your one piece of advice that you think would help them get to and help them reach their goal?
Well, one thing that I say, I mean, I don't know all about the modeling industry, but what I will say is try to be around like-minded people. So, meaning like if you're in the fashion industry, in the fashion world, you need to be hanging around other go-getters that are making moves in the business. So they, you know, so you can learn some of their contacts and, you know, and kind of pull from people. You know what I mean? And definitely networking is the best thing in the world. So like this event that you're doing, when people can network with you and, you know, kind of put their hands on people that are doing things like the other designers and keeping in touch with each other, and that you can kind of help. You know, some people don't want to help other people, but then there are those who do. So it's good to be able to network with each other and like do events together to kind of like build the whole thing up. Now in the music industry, I always say, well, I guess it's similar. Try to collaborate with people who are already doing it. Like if you're new to the game as a writer, there are so many producers who don't have people writing to their tracks. And it's producers that's working and popping, but they got way more tracks than they got people to write to them. So I always say, if you can't get in touch with the artist, the next best thing is try to get with a producer that's working. So you try to meet with their manager or whatever, and then just ask them, be like, hey, you know, is it possible I can write to some of your tracks? And if you like them, then, you know, whatever. If you a hot writer and you write some hot stuff to their track, they going to be like, hey, call that girl back, or call, you know, dude back that wrote to, you know what I mean? And that's how it helps put you on, because they already on. So it's like, you know, you kind of move up by association.
Well, see, a lot of times the game is kind of locked up. You have that click and everybody just circulates themselves. So how do you get in there? How do you put your foot on it?
But that's what I'm saying. The networking events, like here in Atlanta, there are a lot of like again, I'm talking about from the music industry standpoint. You know, like a lot of BMI showcases, a lot of ASCAP showcases, and different things like that, right? Okay, at those things, you may not see a lot of artists there all the time, but it may be business people in the room that you don't even know who they are. So it's like a lot of A&Rs in the building a lot of time. If you as a writer sign up to like BMI or CSAC or ASCAP, you need to talk to your rep about setting you up with a collaboration with one of their other, because like normally they like to, because I know as a writer, I've had some of the people from ASCAP, you know, ask me, hey, Kandi, I want to hook you up with one of our new, you know, producers or whatever, if you mind, you know, and I collaborate with somebody I never heard of. The guy that did, I mean, well, he wasn't new. He did some work before, but I had never met him. The guy who produced Feel My Pain for me, but I met him through my EMI. What was that? ASCAP? No, it was through the guy at ASCAP. Okay. There's a collaboration up. So that's what I'm saying. They do that. You know, they will hook up collaborations for you from time to time, but you got to kind of stay on your reps you know? And then be at these events networking. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are, like, y'all would not believe, like, all those hot producers that's doing a lot, it's not that many lyric and melody writers. It's way more people that can make tracks than there are people who write great lyric and melody. So that's why I say if you could try to set up a meeting with their manager, even if you can't get with them, and be like, hey, just throw it out to them. Maybe I could just write to some of the tracks you have and bring it back to you and see what you think. Don't hold them to nothing. Just be like, check it out. And you come back, you play on the track. If the song is jamming, then they be like, I'll call you back.
Okay. That's secured. They'll be like, that's secured.
Yeah. So that's my opinion. I know some other writers that got on like that. So,
Well, there you have it, guys. This is ChevelB reporting live again with a beautiful, talented Atlanta housewife, right? Kandi Burruss at the Entertainment and Fashion Night Out.
Hey, tell me, why do you think people hate on me?
You know what?
And I hate to say that word.
You know what? And I'm going to be honest with you because I have it quite often too.
Oh, okay.
But I think a lot of times people hate on you. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know because I personally am a singer and I know your talent.
Oh, okay.
And I know that you're a phenomenal singer and you proved it out there tonight.
Okay.
You had the crown Raven. And
to me, it's like this. When it comes to the whole singing thing, I know, some people be feeling like, oh, I don't like her voice or whatever. But to me,
it's unique.
I don't have a problem. Like, it's an opinion thing. Like, some people don't like certain sounds or whatever. So if a person didn't like my voice, it's okay. It don't bother me. That's an opinion thing. You know what I mean? But I hate when it seems like they just blatantly just look for something to dog out on you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it just be like, okay, like, for real? Okay.
I mean, and you've been behind the scenes a lot of times, and you finally, coming back to the forefront because you was with Escape in the forefront. You went behind the scenes for a long period of time working with, I guess, Mariah Carey, so and so and so and so. Who else?
I've worked with Mariah, Alicia Keys, Fantasia, NSYNC, Pink, TLC. Boys, and a lot of people that I love and look up to.
And that's the thing. A lot of people feel like, you went behind the scenes for a little while, and then you come back to the forefront, and you kind of you stepping out there. You know what I'm saying? You kind of taking the game back again, and with your age and your live, being able to stay in the game this long is very slim. If you look at a lot of people, they haven't been able to do that. Right. And for you to be able to do that and utilize your show, it's.
Can I say this, though? Sometimes I'll be wondering, is it better to be behind the scenes or in front? People ask me that all the time, like, which one you like better? And honestly, I love being on stage just like I love writing songs. But when it comes to the whole, like, people do pick artists apart, like, no end. It's just no end to, like, how they want to, pick you apart. So I'm like, is it better to just be behind the scenes and,
Well, honestly, personally, I like you in front of the scenes. So you keep doing it. And you know what? Like I said, if you need any support, the Manifest Parlor and the EFNO team will be there. We want to do whatever we can to help you and make you get you to that level and let people know how talented you are. So with that said, we appreciate you coming out tonight. We hope to see you more in the future. And it was a great night.
Thank you. It's great. Great talking.
This is ChevelB reporting live again at Club Primal. See you guys later.